Hey everyone, Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in live for a training on how to take your network marketing to a place where you are actually an influencer. So I want to welcome you on, and I want to know, how do you like the new background? Having a little tech fun here. No, I did not move. Also, I made this on the Cricuts. I'm super pumped. I really got crazy and creative yesterday, and it was so good for me. I had done a survey about people getting offline and realized we need to take that time to recharge. And it was fun because my girls got into it. Addison was like pulling clothes out of her closet. It was hilarious. So I want to know who is friends with the Cricut, who loves the Cricut, who makes stuff with the Cricut, who wants to learn about the Cricut. I'm not going to teach you about the Cricut, but I'm totally curious. And I also want to know, are you already registered for my Instagram webinar? Let's be serious. I actually am going to probably have to create another one and open up another webinar because I don't think the Zoom can handle. We're at 350 registrants, I think. So I haven't taught this in over a year. I haven't done an Instagram webinar in over a year. So that might be why. However, if you still want to get in, just put LINK, you know where. If you drop that, then we'll get you a ManyChat will come in and message you with the link to register. If you can't attend it because it is during the day, if you register, you get the replay. If you don't register, that's it. It's just this one opportunity, okay? We're going to talk about the 3 ways to prospect from Instagram. A lot of people don't understand how simple it is, and it is important. And it's really important when it comes to influence. People will look to see if you are actively on Instagram or not, and that's a big part of it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. All right, so glad you guys are here. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Our team is rocking this month. I think it's going to be our best month of the year or second to best month. And I hope that all of you are getting back into momentum after this somewhat sad summer months that we experience here in the US. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to go from a network marketer to brand influencer. This is really, really important distinction to make and shift to make. It's not just a catchy thing that you're hearing everywhere because let's be serious, every time you look on someone's bio now, they are saying that they're a brand influencer. That's fine and dandy, but to really be an influencer, there are certain specific steps you need to take to be able to do that, okay? Anybody can be an influencer. I've heard people teach that it's not really duplicatable. I gotta tell you, I have a team full of influencers, okay? So it doesn't mean that you have to recruit people that wanna be influencers, but if you want to, you're like, no, I wanna build up to be an influencer. I really wanna have a personal brand. I wanna make my mark on social media. I'm blessing you right now and giving you permission to step into the influencer space. So I'm gonna give you the 3 steps how to make that transition. This is exactly what worked for me, and I'm going to teach you right now. So if you're excited, drop some fire below. Say, yes, Kimberly, I'm ready. Give me some love hearts. Send this out and let people know about this, and that would show me that you are really into this content as well. Okay, number 1, you are going to up your game. So what do I mean by that? You are going to stop spamming your page. I legit have been seeing some profile pictures with the company name. Like here's my picture. And then, oop, here's my company name. No, ma'am. If you want to be an influencer, you cannot be repping a company, meaning you can't just be, oh, this one thing, because it's not as believable. If you are a sales rep, let's say you are a sales rep for Hoover Vacuums, and the Hoover vacuum person came to your door. Part of you is like, I don't know if this person really believes that the Hoover vacuum is the best because he's a sales rep for the Hoover vacuums, right? But if the person was a well-known influencer in the home space, home living space, right? Maybe they do-it-yourself projects or fixer-uppers, and they're like, by the way, if you do need a new vacuum, get the Hoover. I love it. You would believe that person because they were an influencer in the home space. Does that make sense? So on your bio, you guys, don't put the company name anywhere, okay? You need to brand yourself, not your company, okay? I know companies don't like to hear that, but if you want to be an influencer, this is the way to do it. So stop spamming your page. Don't put, join my team. It's amazing. You can tell that a bunch of people just recently went to convention because everybody and their brother's like, oh, ground floor opportunity, we're expanding. Oh, you want to just build an empire with me? Like, I just want to roll my eyes because it doesn't work. Look at their posts. How many comments are on there? 1, and it's their upline. It does not work. If you want to be an influencer, you need to start building differently. You also want to stop cold messaging. I talked about this on my podcast today. I had a girl who I said, happy birthday, which I think is a nice thing to do. She goes, oh, thanks. It'd be even better if you would join my team. I'm like, what is happening right now? Why do we feel the need to do that? I don't get it. So there's a difference between spamming and cold messaging. So what I mean is, don't send messages like that when there's no context, there's no reason for you reaching out. Like, let's just not do that. It's not going to help you with your influence. You're going to see with the other steps why. What you want to do is you want to start mentoring people, you want to start connecting with people, and you want to start influencing people. So the very best way to mentor people is, let's say you are connecting with someone and you're like, hey, I noticed that you live in Michigan. I'm actually from there. I live in Texas now. I'm actually, looking to grow my business. Tell me a little bit more about you. And she's like, oh, I'm really limping along here. I'm not getting any traction in my business. So ask her, what have you been doing? And she's like, well, I do these in-person events, but I have to carry all this inventory. And I'm just like, bro, I'm in the hole now. What I would do to that person, say, hey, look, can I get you a video and a couple simple steps to get started on social media? I built my whole business there. I have a group actually. I'd love to chat with you more about this and see if I can help you. So what happens is, I'm going to help that person either stay in her company, get the success that she wants. This can work in any industry, by the way, real estate, coaching, whatever. But then the second thing that might happen is she might say, wow, like, I really like how Kimberly just chose to help me, and there's not an agenda. And maybe when that person wants to make a move at some point, if they do, or they have someone who reaches out to them and they can refer them to you, they're going to think of you first because you genuinely help them. So mentor them. Say, hey, here's an article I read, I thought of you. That's a great follow-up piece too. Hey, I saw this video, I saw this training, I thought of you, and to reach back out to that person. Also, you want to make sure you're connecting with people, like actually get to know them, right? Coach Fire did an epic training last week. It was such a solid training. There was so much value in it. We could have hung out for like 2 days on Zoom. It was so powerful. But what he was saying is, you want to stop coming in guns blazing with your prospects. They're people. I'm a person, like the people who reach out to me and they're just like looking at me like, oh, will you post on my page and I'll put you in a $500 target giveaway? I'm just like, no, I won't. But if they're like, hey, Kimberly, I saw your page and it looks like you're up to this and this and this. I'd love to connect, get to know you better. Tell me more. I have a girl, we're meeting for coffee. Is it this week or next week? I don't know. I think this week. There's another girl that lives locally. We're supposed to connect next week because she asked me a little bit about myself, and now we're going to network and help each other. It's so cool, right? You can do that too. And then ultimately influencing. So an influencer, this is kind of how you become an influencer. I feel like this, Marina Simone told me this a long time ago. I was in her mastermind and she told all of us, she's like, I'm not even, I'm not married, and she's engaged now, but she's like, I'm not married, and people ask me for marriage advice all the time. She's like, when you get some random question that has nothing to do with like what you teach on social media or online, she's like, then you can consider yourself an influencer. So out of nowhere, someone's like, Kimberly, I'm getting ready to buy a computer and I'm really not sure if I should do Mac or, PC. Can you tell me what you have and what do you suggest? And I was like, this is hilarious, because if you guys know me at all, I'm not a tech person. It's sort of funny. I know nothing about computers. I know how to turn them on and that's it. And that they make me a lot of money, right? And that's about it. So I remember that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. And if you look, that was in, I want to say like December or January, a year and a half ago. And that's about right before my brand launch. So when you start to get people asking you for advice for things not related to what you've been sharing with them, they are starting to trust you beyond the stuff that you've just been sharing. Does that make sense? So when you start to get questions like that, that's a good sign that your audience and your following is starting to trust you. You're building up that know, like, and trust factor. So kudos to you. That's a good guideline, okay? Make the decision to go pro, okay? So Go Pro by Eric Worre. Hi. Oh my, excuse me. I keep wanting to like snuggle up in this little like couch back here. It looks like really inviting. I'm just throwing that out there, a little ADD kicking in. But make the decision to go pro. Eric Worre has a book, Go Pro. And I just remember he did an interview about whether to publish, self-publish, or publish your book. It's the first time I was exposed to him before network marketing. And he was like, I just made a decision to go pro. And I was like, I'm going to go pro. So I remember going to my boss's office. And I'm like, I'm going to go pro. And he's like, okay, sounds good. I don't know what she's talking about. You have to make the decision like, okay, I'm in. Like, I'm going to shift the way I'm showing up on social media. I'm going to shift the way I'm connecting with people. I'm going to step into the influencer space and elevate my game. 2 is you're going to build up your credibility through your content. Build up your credibility through your content, okay? This is through your Facebook and your Instagram posts. It's through your Facebook lives, your Instagram lives, IGTV, what are you doing, YouTube, whatever you're doing for video. And also the hottest place on social media right now is your stories. Okay, make sure you get in the webinar. If you got on late, it's LINK, put that below. You're gonna get a link to my Instagram webinar. I'm gonna show you some really cool stuff of how you can actually connect with people, hot prospects in stories. Stories are being viewed way more than anything else on social media aside from lives, obviously. And I saw this great training Lindsay Sewell did last week on things that are coming with engagement and some of the changes that Facebook and Instagram are making. They're going to put more of a focus on stories and groups and less on your personal feed. So if you've been relying on your personal feed, you need to gravitate to stories because that's where you can more openly share about your products, your business, things that you're loving, and build up that credibility. That's my computer. I was like, what is that? You really want to be thinking to build up your credibility through social media is how can I add value? So if you're taking notes, every day, I know it sounds like so nerdy, but every day I'm like, how can I add value? So I ran into this lady today. It like makes me want to cry. So she just has asked me a couple questions here and there. I think she's in my mastermind. Over time, she asked me random questions and I just messaged her back with answers, right? I mean, that's it. I don't even know what company she's in. So I see her, I run into her and she grabs my hand. Like she's one of those people that's more green personality and I'm yellow, like I love everyone, but we've never like hugged it out kind of relationship. So she grabs my hand and she goes, thank you so much. I had connected to her with someone that had helped me a lot, had helped me with some stuff, coaching and stuff like that. Anyways, I connected her with this person. And so I guess they've been working together and she grabbed my hand and she looked at me, she goes, thank you so much. And I was like, my work is done. It doesn't matter what I post in my stories. It doesn't matter how much money I make. It matters that I'm changing that mom's life. Like she's got some stuff going on, just like I had going on 2 years ago. That's what it's about. Like every day, ask yourself, how can I serve? How can I add value? How can I make it so that when people go on my Facebook or Instagram, they leave a little bit better, right? I put them in a good mood. I offered some inspiration. I made them laugh. I made them smile. I showed something really fun I'm into. Maybe you do some video. Show your kids. Elise has been crushing it lately. Did you guys see Addison's Facebook Live debut last week? She wanted to do a live on her own. I was like, sure, we can do a live. And you know what? That's part of my life. I'm a mom. I'm going to share that stuff, right? I'm adding value because I had so many people comment and they're like, oh my gosh, I loved her video. Addison's crushing it, man. She's almost, I think, at like 800 videos. Pretty good start, okay? Build up credibility through your content. Number 3 is I want you to make the decision mentally. I want you to make the decision and just say, okay, I am not a network marketer. Network marketer is fine, but if you want to shift into an influencer where you're impacting people, changing lives, making this whole industry better, you got to make the mental decision. You got to say, this is what it is. You don't think you're good enough. You don't think you have value to offer. You're like, who's going to follow me? You know, who cares if I like this lipstick or whatever? People, there is at least one person out there who's sitting at home, like not happy, maybe depressed, maybe, you know, very close to bankruptcy, maybe about to get a divorce, maybe struggling with their kids. And then they see you post something that impacts them. I mean, you have the ability to influence other people, even if it's one person. That's one person's life you're changing. And then it's 2, and then it's 3. And then you look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am impacting a ton of people all the time. It fuels me. I don't have to use an alarm clock. I have to make myself go to bed every night because I'm so freaking excited. It's pretty fun. Okay, so I want you to decide that this is a real thing, okay? This is a professional career that you have. Your business is real, even if it's part-time, to allow you guys not to live paycheck to paycheck or just pay off that credit card, or maybe you want to get your nails done and your hair done and you don't want to have to, you know, crack into your regular budget or whatever that looks like for you. Make it a real thing. Treat it real. It is a real industry. This is what I do full time. This is how I'm allowed to stay home in my pretend backdrop here. This is how I'm able to do that, is because I'm a network marketer, but I'm an influencer. Okay, that's how I've been able to grow my following. That's how I've been able to monetize. That's how I've been able to coach and help so many people, is because I do these things I'm teaching you and people go, yeah, that sounds great. Show me more. And you can do the same thing as well. Okay. But you have to work on it every day. You can't just watch this video and post for a few days in a row and then stop. A real influencer shows up every day. You have to be in people's lives every day on social media. Facebook, you've got 24 hours. Instagram's like 4 hours for how long a piece of content is going to stick around. Okay. It's that fast. So if you go more than 24 hours, you're missing the mark. A good way to know if you're on enough is if your stories, if you don't have any stories up, that's a red flag. So just push yourself to be like, okay, what could I post? What could I post? Okay. That's really important. So make sure you are in for the webinar, the Instagram webinar, put LINK. Second thing is, are you excited about this? I hope you are. Drum roll. Terry, Carey, and I are co-teaching a workshop, DMO Domination with Trello. We have come up with a way for you to actually run your business through Trello. So if you haven't used Trello, get ready. There's an app for it. It's so user-friendly. Oh my gosh. You literally can see visually, okay, it's Monday. What are my DMO, income producing activities? Okay, I got to make sure I post. I got to make sure I make those friend requests, send those birthday messages out, connect with people, check, check, check. Maybe it's every Tuesday you do a Facebook Live, check, and it lights up green as you complete that thing. And you can put numbers on there, all the stuff. We have it all figured out for you. We're putting a little bundle together, some bonuses for you, such as the social media content planner that you can do. We have themes, we have all kinds of stuff. I'm the idea behind it, and Terry's like the brains. Just yin and yang over here. But we've been testing it out. We've been getting great results with it. We also have a freebie for you that you can, it's your sales funnel in Trello. So you've got your prospects and you're going to expose them. You're going to do a third-party tool, three-way chat. Visually, you can see those people so no one gets lost in the shuffle. Because from what I can tell, it's not that you guys don't have enough leads. It's just really, you're all very disorganized, which is a common trait of an entrepreneur. So don't beat yourself up, but you need some tools that are going to work for you. And this has been working. We've been using it for our team, and they're just crushing it. It's just been awesome. So if you want to get in on the workshop, we have an introductory price. It will go up the day after the workshop. So if you want to get to the intro price, if you're in Mastermind, if you didn't know this, you get 20% off my stuff. So everybody in Mastermind, make sure you use the promo code for that. And last but not least, if you want to get on the Goal Digger University, we're going to do it on the 1-year anniversary of Mastermind, October 1st. That will open up, so just put LINK and you can get on the wait list for that, and we'll let you know when that's open. But it's going to be dozens and dozens and dozens of workshops and master classes, all the things I've ever done, and you can access any of it at any time. And you get all the new stuff dropped in there as well. It's pretty, I've been working on it a lot. Anna and I, my assistant, who's the most amazing human on the planet outside of my family, we've been working on it really around the clock at this point because it's a thing, and that's what we're going to do. So I hope this was helpful. I'm excited to hear your feedback on it. Let me know how it's working for you. If you have any questions, anything, you know where to find me. And until next time, go out there and crush your goals and create the life of your dreams.